Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the new session on Masters in Economics entrance exam. Today, we are going to go ahead and just do a short introduction on what we are going to cover as part of this course of MA Economics entrance exam. We would be going ahead and deep diving into a lot of subjects. To begin with, we would be taking into consideration micro and maths simultaneously. And then as we progress, we would be going ahead and dealing with macro and statistics. And then we would be taking all the other important subjects like, econometrics, like development economics, like very small proportion of public economics, etc. The aim of the entire course would be to understand what kind of questions come in different entrance exams, like for example DSE, ISI, like for example IIT JAM, etc. And we'll also try to understand the pattern as to, what happens when you sit for an IIT exam versus how do you go ahead and how do you change your strategy when you sit for DSE entrance exam. So what kind of questions become important for IIT? What becomes important for JNU, what becomes important for IGIDR, etc. So, to begin with, I like to introduce myself. My name is Arzu, and I have done my graduation and post-graduation from Delhi University, post-graduation from Delhi School of Economics. I did it back in 2014. And since then, I have been teaching and we have been into, we have been completely into this teaching background, letting students understand how to grasp a seat in good economic institutes like DSE, ISI, and very recently into IIT JAM also. Okay, so let's understand a bit of the strategy that I would be following coming in the next 2 to 3 months for microeconomics. Now, and I go ahead and I take all your doubts at the end of the session. So my classes would be on from Monday to Friday. Slowly, we'll take Saturday into being also and Sunday into being also. So I'll be giving you a lot of mock tests to solve that would take place on Sundays. So my classes would be from Monday to Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is what would be dedicated to microeconomics. Tuesday and Thursday would be maths. Saturday and Sunday for the next 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks would be light, post which you would be given mock tests to solve. When we talk about the entire course, I would be taking majority of it with you guys. I would be doing micro, macro, stats, econometrics, and maths would be taken by Arun sir. So, he would be meeting you guys every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, to begin with, in the month of May, which is the next 15 days, I would be taking the course at a little slower pace. The reason being that a lot of my students are giving their fourth semester end exams, and they would only be joining us on the 1st of June or the 4th of June. So Delhi University exams are ending on 4th of June. And for few of the other universities, it is ending in the first week of June. So for the first few days, we would be taking a grasp of what is the basic micro, and slowly I would be picking up the space, and then I would be doing difficult questions of micro also. Now, when we talk about microeconomics, the entire microeconomics can be divided according to our curriculum in approximately 5 parts. The first is consumer theory. So when I talk about consumer theory, my aim is to do what we call indifference curves. It is known as the chapter on preferences. Then to link the indifference curves into 2 very, very important concepts. One is called Marshallian and one is called Hicksian. This is usually a topic when I see a lot of drops in my lectures. Many people, many people, and I tell this literally every year, that many students find this as one of the most difficult topics throughout their curriculum. So this is where I want you to understand that although this may not be very similar to what you have done in your graduation, this is a little on top of it, because this is going to use what we called as the Lagrangian multiplier and Lagrangian method. Still, this has been seen in almost all the DSC, ISI, IGIDR, IIT entrance exam. So there should be no reason to miss these classes, but instead you should be double motivated to attend the lectures on Marshallian and Hicksian. So, here I would be taking you through various indifference curves like Cobb-Douglas, like substitute goods, min functions, like max functions, min, max, substitute is linear, quasi-linear, lexicographic preferences, seen 2 to 3 years in DSC exam. So this is like a foundation. If this is not set right, then believe me, you will not understand a single concept in my production theory also. Because when I talk about isoquants, which I'm currently doing for my IIT batch already, this I will simply always tell you like this, that you know what, refer to indifference curve, and now for isoquant, make a very similar Cobb-Douglas function. Refer to indifference curve and get the equilibrium for your isoquant also. So this is my foundation for consumer theory, for producer theory, for general equilibrium. Everything this sets as a foundation. So I will spend almost 5 to 6 lectures only to set this foundation set. And then after every topic that I cover, I'll be giving you an assignment, and I will also be doing past year questions based on that topic. So there would be a mixed past year assignment given to you. It will have questions from DSC, ISI, IIT on that topic only, and you'll have to solve that. So this is the first topic that I would be covering, which would be about preferences under consumer theory. Then post preferences, we will be going to a topic of demand. This is where I will be talking about how to find equilibrium for these functions. How to find that equilibrium bundle X star, Y star for different utility functions. Then I'll go to the next topic, which would be my substitute and income effect. Substitution and income effect. And again, I will be doing this for different kind of goods, normal goods, inferior goods, Giffen goods. And this is again very, very important, very important. Then I will be doing intertemporal choice. And this would be followed by different applications. Maybe few of the applications will be given to you. You have to go through those videos, and every year I introduce few new applications into the course material so that you know how to apply it to different questions. So these applications will be related to labor, supply. It would have an application. For example, last year I made an application on car. This year I may want to make an application just on electricity consumption, right? So because in DSC exam, they make their own questions, which is an application of what you learn. So every year I try and I make new applications. So last year I made an application on car model, on labor supply. This year we'll make an application on COVID-19 also. It will use your concepts of intertemporal choice, substitute goods, Giffen goods, etc. But it would be into an application form. So we'll try and we'll see how to solve it. Then after intertemporal, one of the most important topic, specifically only for IIT. I haven't seen this coming much in others, as much as it comes in IIT, is uncertainty. One of my most favorite topics. 3 to 4 classes would be dedicated to this. And all past year questions of IIT at least have to be done. This is about the first, big chunk, which is consumer theory. Then after consumer theory, we will move to the next chunk, which will be known as producer theory. And in producer theory, I will be doing production function, cost functions, profit, and then types of markets, in which I will do monopoly, perfect competition, opposite order actually, monopolistic. Monopolistic will never come in DSC, IIT, ISI, no. Monopolistic will only come in JNU, Jamia, SAU, IGIDR, etc. So we'll do monopolistic, and then we will move on to the next topic, which would be game theory. You know, different people like different orders. Usually people introduce game theory at the very last, but I like to do game theory earlier in my course structure, because one of the major application of game theory is oligopoly, in which you have to do Cournot, Bertrand, Stackelberg. And these three applications, they definitely come in exam. And if we know that this topic is definitely coming in exam, especially it comes in IIT and its exam is in Feb, I don't want to keep it for the last. So we will do game theory, simultaneous game and sequential game, and follow it by oligopoly, so that my production side is completely done. I've done monopoly, I've done perfect competition, I've done monopolistic, and I've also done duopoly. So we will do this. Then the fourth part, which is important, that is called general equilibrium. At least 3 questions from general equilibrium in IIT. At least 5 to 6 questions. 1 question with 5-6 parts in DSC, in ISI. At least 2 to 3 questions in IGIDR. Basic definition questions from this in JNU, Jamia, etc. One of the very, very heavy topic and important topic is general equilibrium. General equilibrium can be divided in approximately 3 parts. The first chapter in itself is called general equilibrium. The second is called welfare. And the third can be the production side of general equilibrium. And one more important question that comes after this is the first and second welfare theorem. Based on the edition of your Varian book that you have, this can be chapter 31 to 33. Or sometimes, again, based on the edition, it is 30 to 32 or 29 to 31. It comes at the very end of your books, because general equilibrium can only be understood if you're thorough with your production and consumption side, mostly the consumption side. If I don't know how to build my indifference curves for different utility function, I cannot jump to Pareto efficiency. So I have to understand how to draw indifference curves which look like this, which look like this, which look like this. How do I plot these indifference curves? I have to understand that way. So only then I can go to general equilibrium. That is why I can only take this topic post I am thorough with these 3 important topics. And then the last part, This is public economics actually. But you will see this coming as the last 2-3 chapters of any microeconomics book. And only this much is required from the point of view of exam also. So we will do this, but we will do it only post I have done macro. This is a completely different topic, not related to any of the 4 topics before. So we can take it later. And here we will do a topic on asymmetric information. Slowly, DSC has started giving importance to this topic. So in very recent years, we had a question coming from this on asymmetric information. And then you have a topic which is your public goods. And then finally, you have a topic on externalities. So here I will do a numerical and application with you also in the insurance market and labor market. And of course, externalities, we'll talk about non-rivalrousness, and non-excludability, excludability, mixed public goods. We'll talk about all of that. Right, but this is a different topic altogether. So usually I will pick this up only post our macroeconomics has been completed. So this is majorly what microeconomics consists of. In your IIT exam paper, out of 100 marks, micro comes for 24 to 26 marks. So it is 1/4 of the paper. And maths also comes for 24 to 26 marks. That's also 1/4 of the paper. So that's the reason why, we kind of want to do micro and maths first. Also, because I will be using a lot of my maths concept in micro. So we have to take them simultaneously. So these 2 things, if you do them well by end of August or early September, it means that you have covered a 50 marks paper of IIT. And then when I begin with my macro, which again comes for 1/4, your cover, by this I try and I'll cover by the early October or mid of October, we are thorough with 75 marks. Only then we do the last part, which is stats, econometrics, which comes for 14 marks to 15 marks in IIT paper, and the remaining is Indian Eco, which comes for 9 to 10 marks. So the aim is to do micro and maths early, and then while we are doing the remaining, you give mock papers on these on your weekends, so that by the time we reach December, you know that you already know these subjects well and thoroughly. You don't have to do anything in these subjects more now. And by the time you have reached March or April of next year, DSC is in July, you have done all the past year questions of DSC and ISI. So the aim would be to finish the chapters and the syllabus by December, and then do exam specific preparation. So then for every exam, this pattern will differ. DSC has no pattern at all. It depends on which faculty in DSC is preparing the paper. If it goes to JVM, who is an econometrics teacher, you would see a lot of econometrics in that paper. If it goes to Abhijit Banerjee, you will see a lot of maths coming in that paper. So there is no short pattern. So we have to cover literally everything from exam point of view. So the aim is to cover the syllabus till December. Early Feb, I have my IIT exam. So Jan only goes in solving mock papers, very similar to only IIT. Then usually in March/April, we have, although because of COVID, the last 2 years stretched, but usually in March, we used to have SAU, we used to have April IGIDR, we used to have May ISI. So those months will only go in the preparation of those mock papers which will come in exam. Only that style paper, nothing else. Because we've already revised the syllabus simultaneously. We only want to do those papers which would be asked in exam. For example, early June or May end, we have JNE. This is a very different paper. This is very theoretical. You don't have to do maths. You just have to be thorough with your concepts. You don't even need your advanced lectures for these. This is even not required. Only basic intermediate are sufficient to score very, very good score in JNU. This has a logical aspect too. It has an analytical aspect. So that is what I will be telling you with time. Which exam, which kind of study is important. Now, if you would look into your portal, I have divided the entire course structure in 3 parts. The first is basic. The second is intermediate. And the third will be advanced. Basic is what is usually taught in universities, especially DU, in your first and second sem for any subject. So this is called introductory micro. The book for this is Mankey. This is only, these videos are only to set your concepts right. So then you just have to go through Mankey, and once you understand Mankey, you'll understand what lies in microeconomics ahead. This will have everything. It will also talk about substitution effect, income effect. It will also talk about labor market, inverted U-shaped labor supply curve. It will talk about everything, international trade, all the topics it will talk about. But the coverage, how much would be covered in that would be limited. So for example, if substitution effect has to be, I can stretch it to 10 classes to take it in depth and breadth. This is only the first 2 classes of those. So it is only what is sufficient for you to understand what is substitution. Then we have intermediate microeconomics, and this is a much better version, and this is what Delhi University does in its 3rd and 4th semester. And other universities have also been taken into consideration. This is called intermediate microeconomics by its very name. And this is completely based on Varian, if you want to follow a book. So this is what I do as part of my Varian. This is sufficient if you are thorough with this and this. out of 10 entrance exam, you will be anyways able to clear 6 to 7. If you go thoroughly through each and every lecture and through each and every question, then that is enough to clear JNU, JAMIA, IGIDR, Ferguson, MSc, etc. Terry, you can clear all of those exams. Now, this, however, if you are doing Varian, has to be done with the Varian workbook, chapter by chapter. And all the doubts have to be asked on the same day that you have a doubt. So you post it in the Telegram or in the app, wherever you feel comfortable, and you get these doubts clarified. A lot of times what will happen as you go into this momentum, you will see that you ask a doubt and one of your classmates will clear the doubt. I will not even, get a chance to clear it. It would be cleared simultaneously with classmates. So that is why I like this concept of Telegram, where you can, get the doubt clarified right from someone else also. Someone else can also reply to it. So Varian workbook, all relevant chapters, which means chapter 2 to 13, and then the production side, and then the general equilibrium, chapter 31 to 33. I think so. This is 18 to 24, something like this. So in between, there are chapters which are not important, and they have never been asked in any exam, never been covered in any university also. Those chapters will not be there. Otherwise, most of them are there. And for each of those chapters, you have to do the workbook also. And then for advanced lectures, for this is what we will do in the live lectures. And of course, a recorded version of this would be available in case you miss the lecture. The background book for this is Snyder and Nicholson. But you don't have to open up this book if you think it is difficult. You just have to look through the lectures that we do and the notes that I give you and the assignments that I give you. These assignments will cover the back questions of Snyder, plus few of the past year questions, and much more. So you just have to thoroughly do these assignments. And these assignments would be maybe 2 to 3 every week. A lot of assignments. Initially, next 2 weeks, you will see less of those. Once we get into the momentum and we cover some part of it, then 2 to 3 assignments would be coming every week. And I will also be posting the solutions. Do not go into a habit of looking at the solution first. Please don't do that. Try to solve it on your own. Then go and see the solution. If you still have a doubt, you post it on the group and I will answer those. Why is that step done? What is the reason behind it? All of that would be answered. So this is how you will be going through the course of microeconomics. Now, for this microeconomics, I will require at least a prerequisite is at least some maths. So for that, what I have done is whatever maths is required, at least for microeconomics, the basic maths, that has been posted in the math section. So in case, you all of a sudden think that, oh, maybe I messed up with the concept of what is partial differentiation versus total differentiation. and because of that, I'm not able to understand a lot of the classes, you go back to these videos, you look at those concepts of, in basic and intermediate maths. This is completely for micro. You look into the concepts of partial differentiation. You look into the concept of total differentiation. There will be few questions based on elasticity there also. So you can go through those videos. There will be a complete chapter on differentiation, complete chapter on integration. You can look into those videos, and that will help you to understand the concepts that I will do here. I will be using at least, and whenever I use, I will also tell you in the class that, this is how I'm differentiating. But still, if you need, you can definitely go through these videos once to understand these concepts better. If there is any doubt that you have whenever I do a lecture, you can always post it in the chat and I will take those doubts. Whenever you think that, a topic is not clear, you can stop me there and then, and we'll clear the doubt there itself. If you want to watch the video later and clear the doubt, no problem, post it in the Telegram group and we'll take the doubts. Any doubt that you have, anything you want me to answer for the day, anything, any subject, any topic that you want me to clarify? You can post it in the chat. So the timing for your Monday lecture, the lectures are usually in the evening after students are back, because few students are from their evening college also. So the timing is 7:30 to 8:30. It usually stretches a bit more. It becomes 1 hour, 15 minutes sometime. Slowly, you'll see that if we are into a concept, we'll finish it completely. So this is the timing that we will follow for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday lectures. Anything else that is a doubt, anything that you want to clarify on? Okay, so then we will meet on Monday and we'll start officially with the first topic, which is going to be my difference curves. Thank you.